Welcome to Spring Command Forge Alliance. This is a ranked game between Lucian and WWE. WWE, a newer player I haven't really seen before, but most likely a Smurf, because he does play pretty well. I think he's in the top 20 currently. Of course, Lucian is number 2. At least I think he is right behind Zoc on the ladder. So we'll see how this turns out. Both playing Seraphim. Interestingly, no first air from either Seraphim player on a map like this. First air, very powerful. With the radar you can basically see exactly what happens. You can play defense with it. You can really put a lot of pain on the opponent. You can see there's a Hydra very close by, so players usually choose to incorporate that. We see a very two early Selines, actually 2 Selines from Lucian. One Celine, actually Celine in a tank from WWE, so no engineers. So you can see he's going 4 mask characters, 2 pigeons, and only engineer on the 3rd. From the factory. See, Lucian actually very similar, but Lucian does pick up 1 mask character and go into the Hydra. You can see after those first 2 Selines, 2 engineers go into the Hydra. The other engineer is going to try to pick up some mask extractors. So there is a bit of danger now for Lucian. He has left his main base with his ACU, no guns here. He's still just making engineers, and there's a tank, this very aggressive tank and a Celine coming from WWE. Of course, you can't really see what's happening here. And he is going to attack the Hydro, where you would want to pick off this engineer, but the ACU, of course, is in the air. There's also an engineer that looks like will be picked off by WWE, so first kill of the game. Good stuff, but of course not as lucky as it could have been, and we'll actually see another tank here. Would have probably played defense on the bottom of the map, and you can see here some nasty tricks here from Lucian. This is going to be stealthy. It's going to prevent the engineer from building actually on both of these. So this is at the same time a radar and a mask extractor block, which is quite mean because mask extractors are hard to come by on this map. We're seeing 2nd and 3rd land from Lucian. So Lucian all out land spam on this small map. You'll see a Celine here from WWE. So you will see this tank coming down on the bottom, and now we see this frustrated engineer. He's thinking about what's going on. You can see from his perspective it looks like he should be able to build, but he can't. You can see here that it looks like WWE was able to take care of the problem, at least up on top. You can force reclaim, and now bombers coming out for WWE. He went 2nd air, so a little more standard 2nd air, very strong. Quite a bit of power now, total of 6 pigeons and a Hydra, so with the ACU plus 180 power. Some artillery coming out for Lucian. That's interesting. Artillery could be very useful with terrains like this. Shoot over from here, prevent this mask extractor from being built. Actually, some nice raiding now from Lucian on the bottom. Takes out yet another engineer. So both players doing pretty good raiding. So far, this bomber's got 1 kill, and this is basically a 2v1 easy win for WWE. And bombs taking out engineers. So both players very well played so far. So WWE has got to be one of the better players that chose to avoid being recognized. We see total of 4 land factories, 3 engineers on the factories, 2 bombers, 3 bombers up in the air. Now we're seeing an air factory with some interceptors finally for Lucian. 4th air from Lucian. 3 bombers in the air. They're going to get taken out by this interceptor. But of course they could probably get some kills before. See some bombs against these tanks. And once again a 2v1 here. Be a win for WWE. This is one of the early Celines. Looks like the bomber is going after the Hydra. The Hydra 1600. It's a total of 8 bombs to take out the Hydra from the Tech 1 bomber. That's a nice attack here. As long as these don't run in a straight line. Good move there from WWE. You can avoid the artillery. A whole bunch of flak there as well for Lucian. Now bombers for Lucian as well. Wonder where Lucian's interceptor went. That's very surprising, although he's still got a couple here. But the bombers for WWE still flying. And this is what happens. Flak and artillery can't take on tanks, as long as the tanks are microed. Interceptors WWE. So both players attacking both on ground and in air. Plenty of bombers, 2 bombers each, and interceptors for each, very aggressive, and raiding at the same time. So very nice. Some sneaky tanks trying to get through for Lucian here. Definite numbers WWE. He's actually just going to move this 5-tank force past. Of course, we haven't been looking here for a while. Engineers can reclaim quite a bit of mass in the corners. You can see still a lot of mass left, and a tank from the Lucian preventing the reclaim. So a good move. And now something very important happening. Lucian deciding to move out. No upgrades on his ACU, and a whole bunch of, this is like 50-50 RD tanks. So a really high artillery ratio for the most part. All tanks, actually all tanks for WWE, but WWE has some nice raiding opportunities here on the bottom if you choose to use them. It looks like he has just seen Lucian move into his base and decided to retreat, so he's forgetting now. He is going to start to attack. He's got to do that as soon as possible. You see Lucian trying to move back, play some defense. See 2 engineers and a power spam, so nice and spread out power for Lucian. And now strange, Lucian deciding to move in with tanks before the ACU. And that is just going to feed WWE. He's not going to have any problems. Now he's going to move back. Lucian's going to move ahead. That was a couple of free kills for WWE. This is good rating now for... these are not moving. That's tragic. Tank should not have died. WWE forgetting his units here in the corner. Very valuable units. And now the roles are reversed. Where is the ACU? The ACU for WWE left his units. And Lucian picking up now 6 kills, 7. 3 kills for WWE, and Lucian getting really close. If Lucian can get in firing range of this power, as well as the Hydra, this is always nice to put a factory in front of the Hydra from where the enemy is going to come in. Give it a little protection. You don't want to ever lose your big power structures. Some more artillery for WWE. He decided to build some. Lucian being very safe, retreats. And elsewhere, Lucian has prevented any of this raiding. This is a big lost opportunity for WWE, and now Lucian's actually going to go on a counterattack, couple artillery, 1 artillery, 4 tanks. And this is the power of artillery. If you got a hill in front of you, you can always shoot over. And now we are seeing Lucian take over the game. It looks like WWE has air control, at least temporarily. WWE's power generators are all really close together, so a big difference from Lucian. We see power storage for both players. WWE have 4 kills, Lucian with 8. And now a nice counter force on the bottom of WWE. So WWE has forces on all 3 fronts. You can start pushing this one. There's no reason not to push if there's nobody in front of you. There's just a couple engineers. It's a general rule. The only time you don't push is when you know there's a force there, and then you retreat. Otherwise, you gotta take as much of the mass as possible. All this mass is just all this map control completely given up by Lucian. And now finally WWE is going to choose to take it, and a whole bunch of power storage here. Great opportunities for these tanks. And once again a victory on the bottom for WWE. It looks like he forgot his units. And now Lucian is going to move in 1 by 1 with some micro. WWE could get a nice victory. A whole bunch of artillery here. WWE now with 10 kills. Lucian with 8. Very even numbers. We see still 4 land factories for WWE, 5 land factories for Lucian, with an air factory for each player. And this is a great raid. Instead of moving down to the power storage, WWE went to the corner. That is going to take a little more time for Lucian to take care of. And these 4 tanks, if they're microed, they can definitely take on that force. This is something that should never happen. Just tanks sitting there with just getting hit by Artie. No chance. Once again, this is a nice back and forth here. A whole bunch of wrecks now. So now, as the battlefield gets filled with dead units, it is going to be a big question. We can pick up all that free mass. It's nice. It's going to take out some engineers. Lucian is going to have to put some defense. Got to put maybe a few tanks in the bottom here and sneak around. 13, 18. So a little more kills for WWE. Plenty of tanks to play defense. It looks like up on the top, planes getting taken out by artillery. That's pretty ridiculous. And a radar here. So very valuable stuff here for WWE. WWE gets 5th land factory. This is going to be a pretty big push from Lucian, and great stuff from WWE. He just pushed ahead with his tanks, completely running Lucian over. Lucian could be in a bit of trouble if WWE's ACU wasn't so much low health, although 35 kills, maybe get 40. Lucian losing Actually, yeah, it's a good move. We don't want to keep pushing against Lucian. Nearly full health. Not really enough to kill an ACU and plenty of support for Lucian. But notice we had that big confrontation. All these side battles completely disappeared. Oh, both players pulled everything to the middle for this conflict. Now 26 kills for Lucian and a big retreat for WWE. WWE got to get that 40. A bit of an air fight. WWE continues to keep air control, although he hasn't really been using it. He could put a couple bombers to snipe a little bit of power. Lucian now with 34 kills, 36, 37 for WWE. WWE needs to be careful where he retreats. You don't want to retreat into that hole. You got to retreat back to your base. 37, 35, very even now. You see this artillery back and forth fight. You got to keep your arty moving. You can still shoot while moving. Might as well use that. And Lucian here, if he can control this area, pick up all that mass with the ACU, big advantage. And you can see the raiding has resumed. Similar numbers here, but mostly artillery from WWE. He tries to sneak in a tank. This is great stuff from that tank. It's a decoy force with that arty. Try to take out some radar. But a single tank here for Lucian as well. And both players doing the exact same thing. This is very nice to see. But we gotta say this part of the map for Lucian has been much better controlled. Not too much raiding. There's been a lot more trouble here for WWE, and that's really because Lucian has really controlled the middle, always fighting on WWE's side. So these mask structures here are very vulnerable. WWE now with 39 kills, Lucian with 39 as well, now 42. Both players going over 40. Still a pretty good health advantage for Lucian. And this is nice, an attack move from a factory with engineers to pick up all that mass. This is a feature, not cheating, in case people are wondering. Nice recovery here for WWE. 2 kills for a tank. And up on top, a single artillery with 1 kill snuck in, took out a radar and a mask extractor. So far after 15 minutes, very much a stalemate, although we had to choose a player, Lucian, with a bit of an advantage, a little more map control. So it would take a mistake from Lucian to really lose this. As long as he keeps on playing like this, he's got nice control. Some more raids now from WWE, looking for opportunities to create problems. Very surprising. This is such a massive air force for WWE. He has total air control, no air whatsoever for Lucian. A couple bombers now. We do see WWE switching to bombers. 52 kills, 51 for Lucian. That was a nice overcharge. Some nice tanks here in the corner. See more factories now. It's a total of 7 for Lucian. Lucian really going with that Tech 1 spam. No Tech 2 whatsoever. We're seeing bombers flying around. 63 kills. Lucian really pushing close to WWE's base, and a couple bombers could really turn it. Lucian has to be very wary of that, although it looks like very bad bombing there from WWE. And that's what happens when you try to bomb moving units. They confuse the bombers. Sometimes it's good to just do ground fire in some area. 73 kills for WWE, Lucian at 59. It's big trouble. See here, interceptors now for Lucian. He's restarted his air production. And a point defense here from Lucian would be very nice. Put WWE in a really bad spot. And these interceptors should not be on the ground. Finally some bombers fly, but not very good bombing. That was a radar taken out by WWE. So disappointing air from WWE, otherwise it's played very well, very well. 78 kills now. It's about to get 80, 60 kills for Lucian. And quite a bit of artillery. It's about 50-50 now. Arty. Very surprising. With tanks you can play much better defense. You can just keep them moving, and then whenever the arty gets close you just take them out. Although now this point defense, oh, that was great bombing. Point defense will not be constructed. Total air domination for WWE, staying alive with his air. 81 kills now. So eventually both ACUs at this rate will get to 100 kills. Will be very even. Although we do see WWE a little more ahead by about 17 kills. And another great raid that's just sitting there. And raids a really important thing. You got to do them as quickly as possible. A slow raid is not really effective. WWE now with 85. Lucian really pushing. WWE got to get to 100 if he has a chance here. Some nice overcharges, 92 kills. More bombers coming out, total air control. Now we're seeing flak coming out, actually stationary flak from Lucian. This is very nice. On a map that's so small, a flak directly in the middle covers so much of that. It takes a lot of micro to get around that. WWE 94 kills. Quite a bit of danger here. You can see the reclamation by these engineers is stopped by Lucian. WWE 95 kills. Could be in a bit of trouble. He's at lower than 3,000. Nice overcharge, 98 kills. He's got to get 100 as long as he keeps shooting units now. Got a nice health boost there, but Lucian keeps on pushing. Still got a health advantage. And this is very much a Tech 1 battle back and forth. This is great rating now. 3-kill tank from Lucian and another rating tank here. Both tanks with 3 kills. He's going to get a couple more. This one's actually more bombers now coming out. Excellent bombing. Although this is a very nice flag now. 10 kills. Total air suppression here by Lucian. WWE can't really vet up anymore after 5, so total of 100. Lucian was 73, still got 2 more veterancies, which is very dangerous to WWE, because each one of those gives you a nice health boost. And this is for the most part artillery, which is also a strange choice. If this is all tanks right now, they would just run Lucian over and leave him only with his ACU. But with artillery and Lucian moving his units around, Artie just, you can see it just mostly fed Lucian with some kills. Takes 2 shots to kill Artie instead of 3 for a tank. And there goes 80 kills, 15,000 health. And WWE is in huge trouble. A 12,000 K difference in the ACUs is just so massive. So 2 really mistakes, the only ones I can see from WWE, was not enough tanks and not using his air good enough. And of course maybe the raids were a little slow. Otherwise, excellent play. But Lucian, of course, didn't actually see a single mistake from him. He just methodically won this game. So hopefully people enjoyed this one.